Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and it's not very often that I produce a story about a bad thing that has happened in the industry and then get the opportunity to come back to you guys with an update where something actually good has happened, but thankfully that is exactly what I get the great, nay supreme, nay magnificent pleasure to report to you all today. Now if you will recall, a short while back I reported on an issue where a Twitch user and his girlfriend, mainly his girlfriend, had gotten their Twitch account hacked into, and the hacker made just shy of $2,000 worth of purchases and subscriptions and bits through their attached PayPal account. Alongside this, Twitch support was ignoring any and all communications made by them in an attempt to get their money back from these fraudulent purchases. Well, I was informed, actually a while back, that Twitch support had contacted them a short while after my video went live, and they had managed to get everything sorted. Twitch was refunding their money, but they had rightfully asked me to hold off on posting any kind of update video on this until they were able to confirm that they had received all of their money back. Well, I'm happy to report that the money is back in their PayPal accounts, and they were then able to transfer that money back into their bank accounts, so the problem has been solved. And I'd just like to say that while they are crediting me in my video for Twitch's responding back to them finally, I'm not entirely sure that's the case. Twitch has traditionally been garbage when it comes to their support, and it's not surprising to anyone that it would take that long for them to respond. While I am afforded more visibility than your average internet user, I hold no illusion about my overall importance. Yes, I have nearly 75,000 subscribers, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm still a very small fish in a big ocean, and when it comes to companies like Twitch, I'm barely a blip on their radar at the best of times. Still, if I somehow contributed to Twitch's response, then all the better. My ego's plenty large enough as it is and growing daily, but I don't mind inflating it just a bit more and adding Defender of the People to my growing list of titles that I maintain in my own head. However, I talk about myself enough as it is. They did read through a lot of the comments on the video and the advice that people gave, and they wished to share with me the information they learned as they fought through this process, and I thought I would share that with you all to better understand part of why this was so difficult for them to gain traction with. And the reason for that is I also saw a lot of comments on the video where people were trying to be helpful, which was amazing to see, but some might not have grasped the particulars of the situation or how these companies work in terms of agreements and from a standpoint of legality. So I'll go ahead and put their email up on the screen for you guys to be able to read through in the entirety. I'm not going to read it out to you, but I'm going to give you kind of a Cliff Note version and my own opinions and thoughts on the matter as we go through. Now, there are three important factors to consider when you look at this situation. The first is that PayPal was used as an intermediary to facilitate the transfer of funds. The second is that Twitch is labeled as a trusted platform with PayPal. The third is Twitch's handling of bits purchases and their policies in regards to those purchases, and these three core facts are interwoven together in a manner that makes it all but impossible for a person to be able to resolve an issue regarding fraudulent charges if Twitch decides they don't want to respond. The first aspect, PayPal being used, is important because PayPal is nothing more than an intermediary in this case. In these and most other transactions, they act as little more than an entity that accepts the cash from the buyer, gives them a nod, and then goes and hands that cash off to the seller. They are little more than a digital form of courier service in that regard, and as such, they really don't have any form of responsibility insofar as when a compromised account occurs on Twitch. You see, it wasn't the PayPal account that was compromised, so PayPal holds no responsibility or liability when it comes to these transactions. They're just doing their job the same as they always have. And I know that a lot of people were saying they should issue a chargeback against PayPal. This would actually have been possible as they did file a police report, but being the transaction took place between them and Twitch, PayPal would not be capable of charging Twitch, so PayPal would be forced to issue a claim back to their account, which is where that pushback that you guys saw came from in the original video. This is due to Twitch being a preferred seller. As they have that status, the transactions work a little bit differently than what people are accustomed to with PayPal. Now, under normal circumstances, with a person-to-person transaction, PayPal charges one user a sum of money that they then pay to another. This is a direct business transaction that PayPal is involved with, which, while it serves the same purpose as acting as an intermediary, it is actually functionally different, and it is that difference that I think some people might not have been aware of. Where PayPal is involved in the transaction, they can issue chargebacks. That's not the case when dealing with preferred sellers. And then we throw into the mix the fact that Twitch treats bits as non-refundable, and that further complicates the issue as means there would be no way for them to prove that they did not receive the bits. PayPal would not be able to do anything on their behalf. Which brings us back to their being forced to deal with Twitch support, which is a daunting prospect even under ideal circumstances, as Twitch support doesn't exactly have the most sterling of reputations. Also, as evidenced previously, where they were met with complete radio silence, and it's easy to see how disheartening that can be. So what we can gather from this is, first off, I'm extremely happy that they were able to get their money back. $2,000 is not a small amount of cash, and I'm sure it was super stressful for them. And if I was able to play some part in helping them out, whether small or large, I'm glad that I was able to do so. And if I did, I was only able to do so because of the platform that you, the viewers, provide me. So a big thanks to all of you for helping out collectively in getting this issue resolved. Also, this is a stark reminder that if you're going to be setting things up to be able to buy or sell things on the internet, please, please, please make sure you are doing so securely. Set up two-factor authentication. Change your passwords at most every 3 months, if not once a month. Make sure you are using different passwords for different accounts. Make sure you run regular antivirus scans, and make sure you have recovery options set up on all of your accounts. Take full advantage of the tools provided to be able to keep yourself secure. Nothing is 100%, I'll grant you, but that shouldn't deter you from doing the best you can. And as always, please do let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments below. It feels good, actually, to be able to relate some good news to you guys for once. It doesn't happen very often on this channel, and I do miss it. I miss being able to walk away from a video with a smile on my face. It makes me feel good. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.
You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurry.